Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 81 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. You are doing what now? You are set to extract. Put you back in insert mode. Cool. Now put you in do nothing mode. Hey guys, it's episode 81. How's it going? Today I got all kinds of crazy stuff planned. Sort of. Okay, that's a complete lie. I have no idea what I'm going to do today. One of the things I want to try, though, is figuring out if villagers turn into emeralds and smelteries. Those of you who remember version 1.7.10 may recall that that was a thing. I don't know if it exists, so we're testing it live on camera. We're doing it live. Boom. Ooh. Well, would you look at that? It still works. 60 millibuckets of emeralds, molten emeralds, that is. Now, if I wanted an emerald into a gem cast, I need 666 millibuckets. That's funny. That's evil. So, what do you need? 10.1 villagers to get enough molten emerald for a single emerald gem? It used to be a bit more. Back in the day. You need about 6,000 molten emeralds for a block. So you need like 100 villagers in the smeltery to get a block of emerald. That is a lot of villagers. And I mean, don't get me wrong, that's totally doable. We did something like this. Like we could build like a little villager spawner into a smeltery kind of deal, where we automate the production of emeralds. Does that sound fair? Because I don't know that we have an exact need, per se, for emeralds right now, but we only have 2. We've used a bunch in some of our tool upgrades and such, which is cool. And I think that might be the plan for today. Yeah. Let's look at that. So we're going to want to find a place to do this at. Some place that's like kind of out of the way so that we're not, you know, constantly hearing like wherever I'm working, right? So we want it to be like, it could be deeper into this cave, right? Like deeper into here. Like we could have this could be like a false wall that I can teleport behind. And then back here, remember I've got a sound muffler, by the way, hence no sounds at the moment. But if I cleared this guy out, that could work, right? Let's get our drill upgrade. We'll pop this dude into here. So this is probably the center of my room. There we go. Does that sound fair? I just have to figure out exactly how I want this to work. You do need to be there still. Okay, that's fair. Because what we're basically going to want is a decent-sized smeltery. Big enough for, like, you know, villagers to spawn into and drop into pretty easily. Then, yeah, we'd probably want... We can probably... Oh, right. I always forget. I'm so used to it. So then what we'll do... It just bothers me when I can't hear the blocks I'm breaking. What we'll want to do then is drop them into the smeltery, pipe the liquid out into a casting basin. That shouldn't be too bad. Look at these endermen stealing my dirt blocks. That should be reasonable, right? That should be pretty easy to set up. Let's get some torches in here. So maybe we want this room to be like a 5x5. That looks pretty good. Or a 5x7 deep. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, like this could be like a big smeltery right on the floor here, right? That could be actually pretty cool. Doesn't have to be that big, probably. this should do. Yeah, and then from there we could kind of basically just have, you know, whatever. Is this 6? Okay. Really? Did I do that? Bad direwolf. Let's dig out. Ooh. I just realized that with the Draconic armor, when you're flying, you don't have a slowdown on the mining that you do. How great is that? You mine just as fast as ever. That's awesome, actually. All right, so that should be cool, right? So we could have like a big smeltery here. We could spawn, we could have a spawner like pretty much sitting in the center on the roof of that thing. So like the spawner would go here, and we could spawn dudes who would fall into the basin. That would be cool. Should we set that up? Let's do it. So the first thing we're gonna need is some grout. I've got a little bit, but I should be able to get more. How am I for clay? Plenty. So this should be no problem. Let's get like 3 stacks of grout going. That'll be a good starting point to make that stuff. And then we're also going to want a spawner. Oh, so we're going to have to find ourselves another broken spawner if we want to go this route. That is probably true. That is probably 100% true. So let's go to the Nether and see if we can't find a broken spawner out there. Does that sound cool? I think I've got the Nether right-click teleportable. Yeah, I do. Nice. Let's go visit this guy. Pretty sure I've cleared out all the blaze spawners in this area, right? Nope. There's another one here. Beautiful. Let's remove our 3x3. You guys are adorable. With your whole I'm gonna spawn and hurt you. Blazes literally do nothing to me because of my super overpowered armor. Loving it. So there's a broken spawner. That'll do. And yeah, so now we just need a soul vial. Go capture the soul of a villager, and we'll be cool. You know what I'd really like to do? Not have to take naps anymore. That would be cool. There's a way to do it. It requires a dragon egg, though. What I should honestly do is think about adding a dragon egg crafting recipe to the pack. That uses, like, dragon hearts or something. So let's go find a villager that we can clone. Villager. You've actually got decent trades, but it's all good. Come here, buddy. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. Nice. So we'll put these guys together. Soul infusing dude. Broken spawner. Broken. Can I not broken spawn our soul villager? Oh. 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 Well, if I can't spawn villagers, that might be a problem. So what about... We do have these. Spawner changer from actually additions. Spawner changer. I think that's an item that doesn't use RF. Okay, so that's one option. Then there's the extra utilities has like a spawner type thing too. I wonder if it would work with a villager spawner. Where are you, Mr. Extra Utilities thing? I think you just have to right-click a spawner with a Curse of Evil or something like that. But I don't know how to change it. Let me look into it. Alright, so I'm going to cook up some diamantine. So the way disturbed mob spawners work is they kind of just work. you right-click a drop of evil, which I should have 345 of, on a regular mob spawner. So this broken mob spawner I have ain't gonna work. But then I'm thinking what we could do is use these guys to do a spawner changer. So if I can make the spawner changer do villagers, then I can turn a vanilla mob spawner into a villager spawner, then use the drop of evil to get a disturbed mob spawner. I want to say that'll work if the spawner changer is not restricted to mob types, which it might be. This is a test, and we're going to find out. Okay, so the only way to test this... Entity villager. Okie dokie then. I think now what we have to do is go find a regular vanilla spawner somewhere again. So let's pop over to the nether. I'm trying to think if there's mob spawners in other locations. I don't think so. So let's go find another mob spawner out here, which might be easier said than done because I just picked one up. Go direwolf go. And we will... What I'm going to do is fly around and find another whatchamacallit thingy, fortress. And then once I find one, we'll come back and we'll change the mob spawner. That sound cool? Alright guys, found one. So now we're going to test this theory. Again, completely untested. We're doing it live. Can I just stop spawning things, would you? Right-click this dude. Monster spawner villager. Sweet! Is that going to actually work? Is that going to spawn villagers now? Because that would be hilarious. Are villagers just going to spawn in here? I mean, I'm going to take it home. I'm going to restart mob spawner it. So drop of evil on there. Oh, that picks it up. And it's a resturbed mob spawner now. Sweet. Alright. I'm just going to look around this nether fortress. Well, I mean... Oh, good. Here's another one. I'm going to waypoint this. Just in case I want to restart mob spawn or something else. I don't want to pick it up. So let's waypoint mob spawner. Just so I know where it is. I'm going to look around for a few minutes here real quick just to see if there's any more of them that I could find in this nether fortress before I go home. I laugh at you, wither skeleton. Ha 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 ha. See how I laugh? Alright, see you guys back at the base. Alright, so in theory, this thing... you know, I want that drop of evil again. Because I'm not sure how to break and pick this up once it's been broken and picked up. We're going to learn. So if I have a disturbed mob spawner here... Always on. Oh, we get speed upgrades. Villagers. They're darkened, though. That's interesting. Wow, and they move fast. Now, when I broke it with a pick, I saw a restored... Wow, look at you guys. That's funny. That's actually really funny. They move really fast. Like, that's kind of cool. Now, what other liquid landed in there? Blood? Yeah, some mobs must have fallen in there. That's kind of cool, actually. Probably not an intended effect, if I'm being honest. But the thing is, you can totally put speed upgrades in that thing. I don't know if you guys noticed. So that's basically what we're going to be doing. Getting emeralds. Nice. So I don't need the drop of evil to pick up the disturbed mob spawner, and the disturbed mob spawner is spawning villagers, all of which are very cool things. So we'll probably want a few speed upgrades. What I'd like to do maybe is teach you how to make speed upgrades. And what's my upgrade base situation right now? Yeah, do I have any chilling in you? We could automate it, or we could just manually craft a stack and call it a day. Let that guy chill. All right, so let's get a lever system set up for the time being. Let's get our smeltery. So we're going to want a smeltery drain, and a casting basin. And we're going to want, probably don't need a faucet, but we do need a controller. And we need seared glass, seared window, seared gauge, or basin. Where's the tank? Smeltery tank, it's called, isn't it? Seared tank. There we go. And then some bricks. We'll probably want, or let's do smeltery again. I don't know how many we're gonna want, but that should pretty much be good, right? Like, let's do 32 for now. We're gonna want an export bus, and we're gonna want an importer. And I don't know if I have refined storage over there, so let's get some network components. Cool. We are going to want, that was the importer. Is the export done? Cool. We're going to want a bucket of lava. We're going to want, that should pretty much be good. You know what else I'm going to want is a transfer node. Because I can still whitelist liquids with these, right? I'm thinking yes. There's a blue filter fluids thing. Yeah. So let's... How much molten emerald do we have there? A bit. A bit. We're probably going to need to borrow some. But let's get the structure set up here, right? So I'm going to want this to be like a pretty big area. So let's put the controller here. We'll put the tank here. And then we'll have these guys here. And we might need more of these, obviously. Might need a lot more of these. You please. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more of these. Let's go home and make some more grout. 3 more stacks sound good? There we go. 3 stacks. You get cooking. You get taught. This thing should be almost done. Beautiful. Let's put some stuff away. We're gonna speed upgrade you. Until you're out of RF. Nice. $48 more, we'll see how that does. So this should be a valid design then. Yes? Beautiful. We have a smeltery. Pretty decent sized one. We're gonna want to have, let's get our network pieces set up. Cool. So this can kind of go into the wall over here. Then wireless receiver, that should be good. You get shift right clicked. Cool. You're going to be a fluid exporter. Like that. Fluid mode. Lava bucket. Beautiful. Full of lava. Ready to do smelt bad dudes. Bad villagers. Bad, evil villagers. We only kill evil villagers. We're not going to kill, like, good, nice villagers, right? Never. Why am I struggling to find... There it is. Thought I accidentally put it away. Sometimes it's hard to see stuff in your own inventory. Trust me. So this will be our smeltery drain right here, which will drain into a casting basin. Well, yeah. And then we're going to want our transfer node of liquids, but we want to whitelist it so only emeralds can be piped out, right? That's going to be an important piece. But we're not going to be able to do that until we have a full bucket's worth of emeralds. So, so that we can, you know, do it right kind of thing. So I'm going to cover this up because we're getting close to being to the point where I'm going to want my disturbed mob spawner. Now, how impossible would it be to... do this? Because one of the things we're going to... Hey, stop that. I didn't tell you to do things. Nice, right? So that should be cool. Now, villagers should fall in here and have no way out, basically. Bricks, please. That should be pretty good, right? Nice. I like it. Bricks. Nice. Did you know this was like one of my favorite tools? And one's like it. Cool. So that looks good, right? I didn't tell you you're allowed to have things. All right, so that's what we're looking at. So we put our disturbed mob spawner here. Let's get ourselves some speed upgrades times 20, which I think is the limit. Let's get ourselves another stack of bricks just to have here. So you're going to go here. Okay, but you're going to be on redstone mode. If I put my stack of 20 in there and we put our lever on this thing, we should see some craziness. In theory. Part of me is making sure that we don't get villagers up top here. So that's actually pretty good. Cool. Now the only thing we need to have is metal in there. They won't take damage unless there's some kind of existing liquid metal. So let's get aluminum because it's the fastest melting liquid. See? It melts really quickly. And now they should all start taking damage. Beautiful. Now in theory... So we can still hear it from over here. So I might want to put... That's better, right? Now, how much liquid emerald do we have thus far? 546 millibuckets. So we have 1 gem's worth, which is cool. But I want to get 1,000 millibuckets. Hey, where's... what? 2 gems and... okay, cool. So we're actually doing quite good now. Let's turn you off for a minute. Because what we're going to want to get... I'm going to borrow... this and a bucket. Because I want to come over here. And I will probably also want to borrow a smeltery drain. This is how I'm going to get my bucket of emerald. Yeah, I don't have one. So I'll have to borrow it from here as well. There we go. So you're set emeralds on the bottom, which means we should be able to get that. Fill that up with 1,000 millibuckets worth of liquid emerald, and we'll have a bucket's worth of emerald. And that's cool. Then we can put our casting basin back. I'm going to want a lever, because I want to filter it, and I don't want it to start piping liquids until I've finished filtering it. So by placing the lever there ahead of time, we kind of make sure that you don't start filling up with liquids. Smart, right? And then filter, whitelist, molten emerald. Cool. Match MBT, whitelist. We put the filter in here, and now he's only allowed to extract molten emerald, even if molten emerald isn't the very bottom one, I hope. Erg. That might be a problem. That might be a minor problem. Do you have to be the bottom one in order for you to be able to extract it? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So I've solved this in the past in a slightly annoying way, but you should be able to pour out into there. Right? So we turn this guy back on, and what's going to happen is those guys are going to fall. They're going to start producing more emerald, but I think the emerald is going to sit on the top of the smeltery. So we're going to need to deal with that in a certain way. Yep. We are totally going to have to deal with that in a certain way, because I don't think there's any good way. I don't think you can access the liquid that's not at the bottom. Like, no amount of different mods and different things will probably allow me to do that. I don't think. I think it has to be the liquid that's at the bottom. So our real only chance is to transfer the aluminum ingots out of the smeltery and put it back in. And that will remove the aluminum and re-add the emerald, or make the emerald, you know, the bottom one, right? So I think that's what we're going to have to do. So let me get ready to do that, and we'll be back in a minute. So what if we did this, right? What if we replaced this with a smeltery drain that had an ingot cast on it, and this dude, okay? And then we could pulse it every so often. So here's what we would do, right? We'd create a redstone pulse with a timer. I'm going to demonstrate this with a lever. And we're probably also going to want... I could demonstrate with a button. I have buttons, right? Cool. We'll demonstrate it with a button, right? And I want to demonstrate something important about this. So let's get... We can do it with transfer nodes, or we can do it with item conduits. It doesn't really matter. I guess I'll do it with item conduits. That should be fine. Right, so we'll set you to extract. We'll set you to insert. Always active, right? So we can pulse this so that every now and then it'll drain that out. Now watch. If I pulse it again while there's emerald in there, or emerald's on the bottom, emerald won't pour into an ingot cast. So even if the pulse occurs while emerald's the bottom liquid, it doesn't matter. It's okay. How cool is that? And then we're getting all our molten emerald block, and that's awesome. Look at it go. That's actually really cool. Right? So it can pulse as much as it wants. If emeralds are on the bottom, emeralds are going to go out over there. Tin or aluminum will come out there. Now, eventually, what we're going to probably have happen is, I would imagine, that we're going to pour out all of our molten emeralds. It's probably taking a while for emeralds to cool, I would imagine. Oh, wow, yeah. You are really slow to cool off, aren't you, molten emeralds? Haha, look at that. Nifty. I might want to have a second casting table. But we're going to want our importer hooked up to this. And we're going to probably want a couple cables. But this should actually work pretty well. Wow, that takes a really long time to cool, doesn't it? Like a really long time to cool. Holy cow. Huh. We're going to probably almost definitely need multiple casting tables. Because we've got up to 6 gems now. I'm curious if it's going to take longer to cool. It looks like it is, like, because we're already up to like almost 7 gems. Wow. So we're probably going to want 2 casting basins, would be my thought. And you're at 60%. So it looks like we're producing, well, not necessarily. Because we had a bunch of emeralds in there. We probably had more than a block's worth. But we might be actually producing emeralds faster than we can cool them. And if that's the case, then all I need to do is set up another transfer node with another casting basin. It would be really easy to do. Not hard at all. And it probably wouldn't hurt anything. I made an extra filter here, so we've got you. We'll get a casting basin. We'll get a drain. We're going to want an importer. Right? And that shouldn't be a problem. So what are you at? Are you done cooling yet? Oh, cool. Yeah, you did. Nice. So let's see what amount of emeralds we have left when you're done. I could probably, like, speed this up. Couldn't I? That could probably help. Yeah. Don't forget you're holding 1,000 millibuckets as well. Yeah, it's debatable. So we have 1 extra gem in here. Give me a minute. So I think what I'll do while I'm waiting is set up my timer real quick, because that's going to be easy. We'll just make it... so that every 200 ticks, aka every 10 seconds, you pulse that redstone signal. So that if aluminum's ever on the bottom, within 10 seconds, it'll be drained out, turned into an ingot, and then piped back into the controller, where it lands on top. Cool? So we've got 4 gems in there at the moment, and we're at 50% cooling progress. So we might actually be all right. We'll see. Back in a minute when it's at... We'll come back when it's at like 90%, and then we're going to have to wrap up. All right, guys, so we just hit 100%, and now it's pouring out its liquids. And we've got... well, we might actually be okay here. Yeah, look at that. It stopped pouring. Okay, cool. So we're actually good. We don't need a second casting basin. So look what happened. If you caught it real quick there, we just smelted our cast, right? And then it's going to resmelt. Those dudes are going to start taking damage again because there's liquid in there. Boom, it's going to resmelt. Let's make this like 600, right? So that'll go about 30 seconds in between each pulse of the redstone signal. Which will cause a decent amount of molten emeralds to be built up before that pulse occurs, and then the tin turns into an ingot and then remelts, and then we're cool. Nice, right? So that is automated emeralds. I think it's pretty neat. So for now, Daryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will come back next time and do some other cool stuff. All right, guys, take it easy.